Yo, what's happening guys? Welcome back to Tokimotive. Alright, so here's a video I didn't want to ever have to make. As what it is, shit happens. But the wagon is officially defected. Happened on Saturday at the Twin BPs on the way out of Brisbane. Heading up to my hometown. I was gonna go catch up with some people and I thought I'd take the wagon for once. Probably shouldn't have taken the wagon. It's kind of a bit of a harsh reality for anyone in the car community in Australia particularly. Like, we play silly games, we win silly prizes, but yeah, I pulled up to get fuel. Turns out I pulled up beside an undercover car. Alright, all good, went in, paid for my fuel, came back out, there was no car there, so I jumped in, about to leave, and the police bike pulls up beside me. It's like, get you to go around to the car park, we're going to do a vehicle inspection. Damn it. Yep, alright, all good, no worries. Started her up, cruised around there. They did their business, went over the car, checked everything out, found my side indicators weren't working. He picked about the front wheels, which, how far they stick out the bottom of the guards, which, that is what it is. Everyone sort of knows that. I will run Stancy Boy fitment up front, so that's kind of what I get. And he got out the wheel and he's like, do you think it's gonna pass this? The wheel is 100 mil, etc, etc. And I'm like, maybe? Because in honesty, it was set to be 105 mil all the way around. But I've taken the suspension in and out that many different times, changed wheel sizes, all that. And it never used to scrape, but now it scrapes, so it's like, maybe? And yeah, sure enough, 85 mil off the ground. But they're all fine with everything motor-wise. Asked me about my mod plates, said for the turbo, the gearbox, and the brakes, which the coilovers I didn't have to get mod plated, so in the end all that stuff was fine. And they hit me up about the bucket seats, which are not mod plated. So all in all, what I received from it was a $400 fine and a major defect notice to repair. So they honestly, super nice, very nice police. Like, I couldn't have asked to be pulled over by a better pair, and just fantastic guys. And like, I was kind of smiling because it's just like, well, it is what it is. This is a silly game we play, and at the end of the day, they're just doing a job, and there's no point fighting them on it. Get you nowhere, just get you in trouble. And honestly, they could have thrown the book at me if they really wanted to. Like, just look at the thing. You guys all know the car. They definitely could have gone to town on me if they wanted to. But they kind of just picked the obvious stuff, the stuff that they determined to be dangerous, which, all good and all fair. And they were super good sports about it. Like, I ended up asking the motorcycle cop, I asked him, do you mind if I grab a photo of this? And he's like, oh, is it going up on social media? And it's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, alright. And even told me, he's like, yeah, rather than taking it from that way, go stand over there, I'll turn my back to you and I'll get out while I'm filling out the defect, and you can get as many photos of that way as you like. And it's awesome, cool. Like, he posed for the photo. Like, what more can I ask for in that sort of situation? So it ended up okay in the end. My car's defected, they let me drive it home, and I've got to show proof that it's mod plated and just declare that the other stuff has been fixed, which I will fix it because I'm not that silly. I'm not going to play that kind of game. I had a little bit of time to think about it before I made this video because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I'm going to clear the defects on it and we're going to keep driving it. But I'm going to start putting a bunch of money and time into the 33 now. Like, keep this as my good, fun, get around and track beater, and just slowly build the 33. Well, I say slowly, but once I kick into it, I'm probably just going to go ham. I'm kind of an all or nothing person. If anyone's kind of noticed that, anyone that knows me knows that. I'm not good at moderation, but at the end of the day, this all kind of sucks, but it is what it is, and my luck was bound to run out eventually, and I came out of it pretty well considering. The plan to clear the defects on this, I don't have to get a proper inspection, just have to do a declaration to say that I have fixed it and got the mod plate, which will show up on their system anyway. But I'm going to get rid of the GK Tech roll center correction kit. That'll bring the wheels in another 20-25 mil either side. So that's going to make a big difference. If it doesn't end up bringing it in enough that I can get away with it, I'll have to potentially go back to R31 lower control arms and just change the ball joint on them, or look at changing wheel offset, putting a different wheel on it. But obviously doing that, I'm going to lose a lot of my lock. So if it's feasible and I can get it turned around quick enough, I'll send my knuckles away to Avenue and get them turned into wanker knuckle V3s and actually get this thing to steer really nice, because at the moment it is kind of a pig. Like the S13 roll center correction kit, the geometry is for an S13, it's not for a 31. So you start getting closer to lock and the wheels start doing some funny things and going on weird angles and things get a little bindy and a bit. You shave a lot of speed when you don't want to shave speed, and it makes it really hard to match lines with anyone at the track. So it's an upgrade I've wanted to do for a while. So if I can do that at the same time, sweet. I've got coilovers in the front, so I'll just wind them up till I get the right height out of it. And for the rear, I'm just going to pick up another set of springs and set them at the right height. I'll probably aim to be 110 mil off the ground, something like that. I'm not going to go too crazy high, but if they pull me up in a car park and want to check it out afterwards, they'll be able to roll the wheel under and it won't hit on anything. So that's sort of the plan, and I'll sort out getting the seats mod plated, which I've got to double check. I've got to double check one of the seats to make sure I can get it mod plated. Pretty sure I can, but I'll have to double check all that. End of the day, things could have been a hell of a lot worse, and I'm really happy they weren't, because I love this car. I've had it for a lot of years, and I do want to keep it alive and keep it going. But if they did end up throwing the book at me, it's just one of those things I don't think it would have been worth keeping it on the road. It would have just ended up going track car. I'll start collecting parts and getting all the shit I need to actually get this thing back to road legal. But it's all good. I got to go to one final meet with it looking as good as it does. And hopefully I can set it up and get it looking nice. It'll just be a little bit less aggressive looking. Hopefully that it's had a major defect, it doesn't up the attention it gets too much, because to be honest, the Wagon kind of flew under the radar for a long time. So hopefully it's not too severely flagged and I just get hassled all the time, and I get to fix it and keep it on the road and drive around, and she'll get to live on as something other than just a track beater, which is probably destined to be that one day. But for now, I'd like to keep it on the road, because 33 is very far from done, and I need a street car. I need a car that I can drive to meets and take to work and just make my day-to-day go that little bit nicer when I want it to. That short little drive, even if I can't go too silly, it makes a world of difference to my week, so I've got to have a street car. It just is what it is. I've said it again. But anyways guys, that's the plan, that's our plan of attack. So hopefully Matt, I think it is, from Avenue, hopefully he hits me back with a an estimate on what the turnaround would be on a set of wanker knuckles, and I'll do that at the same time, so we get some upgrades, make me feel a little bit better about, yeah. I don't know if it's really the video to say it, but if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It goes a long way towards supporting the channel, and I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys for giving me this outlet to share my passion, and just, I enjoy what I'm doing, and I wouldn't be able to enjoy I wouldn't be able to enjoy this without people watching. No one wants to put out videos if no one watches. So thank you guys, and you can check me out on my other platforms, BUILDZ.PRO and Instagram. Classic. I'll say. Anyways guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you all for coming, and I'll see you on the next one.